Unbelievable. Always blaming us when she's the only one chatting. Like you guys aren't talking to me. Okay, so why did we get 20 food? We got 20 extra food. Why did we do that? I don't know why we did that. Oh, the sauna, right. I'm like, I know that we got a thing that means that if we get the mailroom in the future, the parcel, instead of going to the mailroom the next day, will appear here the next day. So that way we can just get it immediately. We don't have to find the mailroom the next day in order to reap the benefits of it. I can't believe I never thought to just turn around and go outside. You know? Like, there's no point in doing it right now. Unless there is a point to doing it right now. There is. Because there's the... So yesterday we basically opened up the garage door and did a long period outside exploring. There is a garden, all sorts of stuff. Let's do it. Let's take a look at it right now before we go in. We have lots of energy. And very frankly, I want to take another look at that orchard. Which way was the orchard? I think it was over here. And that outbuilding. Because the outbuilding is an extra room, and we're right here, so we might as well get it. And, the outbuilding should be, yes, right here. So we might as well get something immediately. Especially since we have the extra energy. And I wanted to see the orchard, because we saw that picture in the dark room that had something written on a heart on a tree in it. So we can get the shelter, which protects us from the negative effects of the next 3 rooms drafted. Or the shrine, make an offering, receive a blessing. Or the root cellar, rooms in your house will be more likely to contain dig spots today. I kind of regretted not getting the root cellar last time, because we had the shovel and I forgot. I thought maybe we had the shovel the previous day. We don't have any money to make an offering currently, so I feel like this would be a bit of a waste. Maybe, and we can't guarantee we're going to get a shovel. So maybe we protect ourselves from red rooms today? Let's try it. Once again, 4-digit passcode on the padlock. That means only 10,000 possibilities. I am not doing that. Oh shit. I feel like it's that SCP stairwell. Anything over here? I'm squinting a lot because it's very bright today. Ooh. Oh, time lock safe. Interesting. Got a computer terminal. We'll mess with that in a minute. Water, canned veggies. A painting. 3 beds. Ooh, a note. No cup. There we go. Remain where you are for now. Given that the Red Guard is due tomorrow, we've agreed with your plan and have disabled remote access to the other terminals and have sealed the network mainframe. Regardless of the danger, I'm still not willing to risk removing shelter from the draft pool while the 3 of you are down there. Our best bet is to sit tight and hope for a little bit of luck. Interesting. So we've seen that there was like I think she's like our aunt or great aunt or something like that. There was somebody like a daughter or a niece of the owner of this mansion who, so maybe she's our mom, I don't fucking know. Who she was a children's book author and was accused of like a pro-royalist sentiment or something like that in her book. And there was a lot, like we found a scrapbook with a bunch of political stuff where people at the publishing house that she was at were arrested for certain political views. So I wonder if it's like, if she was our mom, we do have a brother. So maybe it was like our mom and our brother and us that were down in here or something. I don't know. It does give the Infinite Staircase SCP vibes, right? I don't know like a lot of SCPs. Every now and then I go on like a wild tear for it and just read through some of the most popular ones. And the staircase one always comes to mind. Welcome to the Mount Holly Bomb Shelter. Time lock safe can be accessed by setting an unlock date and time. You can use any date and time as long as it's at least 1 hour in the future. Once unlocked, the time lock safe will remain open for 4 hours. So, like, we can set today. At like, oh, except for we can't control like minutes. We would have to set 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. sorry, because it's 7 right now. So like if we set 8, that's not an hour in the future. So we could try doing that. Yeah, it's still July 10th here. I'm in the past, guys. Oh, I don't know what day it is in the game. Do we have a way of knowing that? I think I'm just gonna set it. If I fuck it up, I fuck it up. A measurement of the radiation levels detected in the house and surrounding grounds. These readings are often spiked by the experiments conducted in Mount Holly's laboratory, which we found, and it was very complicated. It was too... Yeah, I figure it's probably reading from the system clock, so that's why I went with that. Yes, we found the laboratory, and it was intense. It was too much for the 5 minutes we had before the end of stream, so we just kind of went... like speed ran through it. If the reading is 12 UUs or higher, I don't know what that is. If the reading is 12 UUs or higher, emergency protocol will initiate and all doors in the house will automatically unlock. So we can like make shit radioactive by doing shit in the lab to unlock every door. Yeah, we still don't have the terminal password. Actually, do they want numbers or do they want letters? How many? Ooh, 12? It's hard to tell if it's actually 12 or if it's like up to 12. Ah yes, let's set off an atomic bomb to open every door. Oh, like there's nothing left standing. I mean, I can see certain people taking that strategy. God, I cannot see anything. This is like the first time I played Phasmophobia. Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck around too much with trying to figure out date and time in game. I can't even find the fucking path. There we go. So we wanted to take a look at the orchard. Where was the orchard? I think it was on the other side. I don't think it was over here. I think it was through the gate and then like way across. Oh, right, we can run. I forgot. We figured this out yesterday. over here. And then over here. Yeah, we found this campground here as well, which is supposed to be doing something, but it didn't really seem to do anything. I'm not sure if I fucked it up or what, because we didn't keep anything. I don't know. And then the orchard was, like, up here? Yes. Okay. Probably a bad idea to do this while I'm squinting and I can't see shit. But in the picture, there was a tree trunk that had something carved on it. I can't scooch there. There's a log, damn it. I feel like the tree trunk that had the carving was outside. Oh, I bet it was this tree, damn it. Because I'm sure it was outside of the fence. If we get back there, I'll have to check again, because I'm not going to check every fucking tree out here. Just some of them. But I bet it was that one. Yeah, I bet it was that one. Which makes me wonder if there's like a log somewhere that has that carving in it. Maybe down by the fire pit? No. Probably burning down right now. Time to... We're not testing 10k possibilities. I'm still suspicious about the number of bird baths on the property. There's a lot of bird baths here. Orchard was definitely through... Oh, sorry, it's an old message, I know. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Now that we fucked around outside, let's go inside. Also, there's a wishing well here. Sort of. If you have money, you can choose to throw money into there, and I found a pump room where we can siphon water away from there. From many of the rooms, including the pool. Which, since there's stairs down in the pool, I have a feeling that if we drain it, there's something in there. Okay. Yet again, the same hallway that I always put in this spot is still available. Well, as is tradition. Well, the birds aren't going to share a bath, are they? It's about privacy. Oh, man. Would you guys, if you were in Japan and you had a chance to go to, like, one of the open-air onsen, would you go even if it's a public bath? I'm very interested in it, but not the public ones. Like, if I go, I would have to go to an onsen that has, like, the private open-air baths. I know that it's not a big deal there, but I just don't think I can do that with other people. Maggie, what did I tell you about manipulating time and space? Do it more? Okay. So, Parlor gets us some gems immediately, and, you know, is kind of going in the direction that we want it to do. Guest bedroom gives us more energy. We already have lots of energy, though. Storeroom gives us more items, but it's blocked off. I would go, I mean, I've done worse stuff. I'm gonna get some looks anyway, even without tattoos, so I might as well entertain myself. Yeah, it's, I don't know, I'm too shy. I'm too North American. I'm too shy about that. But, God, some of the private room open air on set, oh, gorgeous. Like, to me, that's absolutely worth a splurge. The card on the table's always the same, yeah. currently we have like the most possible open areas. Let's block one off. Take a slight risk for all the items. Europeans are way less prudish about it, I guess. Yeah, from what I understand, yeah. I remember, like, I loved the show Hannibal. I loved it. And I remember reading a story about how, so one of the murders in it, it was a guy who could only sleep with, like, angels watching over him. So he kept murdering people, and hello, that's new. And he kept murdering people and, like, posing them to watch over him while he slept, and he would, like, he ripped their ribs out their back to make wings, and it was super gory and stuff like that. And I guess the censor came in to see the set and was like, you can see butt crack, that is unacceptable, smear some more blood over it. So that's North American sensibilities in a nutshell. Too much butt crack, not enough blood. Anyways, what's this? Oh, it's a little bluebird. Very interesting notch in the top corner, though. So the reason why I think that that's interesting, that do be a song, I see. The reason why I think that that's interesting is that there were similar notches on the pages in the scrapbook that we were looking at yesterday. And it grabbed my attention because as somebody who has experience with sewing, patterns tend to have those notches on them. It's so that way, like, when you trace it or when you cut it out, you'll have like an outward kind of diamond sort of thing. And those marks you need to match up so that way you know that they fit exactly when you're like easing a sleeve in or something like that. So the marks like that, the little triangle in the top right corner of the page, to me instantly says, like, that's a mark to make sure that this aligns correctly with something else. I guess this is Simon or his brothers. I think, aren't we Simon? But yeah, I think, because there was the story about the Red Prince, so I wonder if the Red Prince is our brother. I think his name is like Herbie or Herbert or something. Scoliosis messed me up something fierce. It's one of those things where, you know, that I don't want to diminish your feelings about it or anything like that, because obviously it's you and your situation. But I find that I love the fact that nowadays people tend to be a lot less dicks about things, about people's, you know, bodies or issues or whatever. It's a lot more of an accepting society now than it was like even 10 years ago or 20 years ago. People, in some ways, mind their own goddamn business a lot better than they used to. In a lot of other ways, not at all. But for that, at least, people have chilled out, I find. Yeah, if not, you can always pick up a bicycle and swing. Yes, you are known for punting. So, you know, and people getting too stupid about shit and punt them into another dimension. Okay. I think that this might be a good place to put the chapel. It puts us towards the direction that we want to. We chose the room that will dispel the negative effects of the next 3 red rooms. So we will not... I hope that means the chapel permanently and not just walking through the chapel 3 times. But let's try it out. I mean, people are scared of the unknowns. The more normal something is, the more accepting they become, right? And I feel like it's become, like, with the internet and people having platforms and stuff like that, there is a lot more exposure to things that people may not have had experience with, so they get more chill about it. You know, you see influencers or YouTube personalities that have whatever issue and they're very open about explaining and advocating, and it then becomes a, like you said, just not a thing. Don't make me get the graft of left-handedness over the years. Yeah. I definitely have had some friends that were like... I knew somebody in elementary school that was left-handed for long jump, but right-handed for writing. Because every time he tried to write with something, in his left hand, his grandma would smack him. And so he wrote with his right hand, but when he was doing the setup for long jump, he had to go from the left-handed side. Okay, let's go through here. Fuck. Okay, we're gonna do the closet. Because we don't want to waste the West Wing hall. It'll be blocked off on one side. And so let's do this and get those items. My dad is left-handed, but learned to write with the right too. Yeah, it was very common. Like, oh my, no, left-handed devilry. Okay, we got ivory dye, so we can redraft a room. And we got the compass, so we'll get floor plans leading north more frequently. Alright, so we got the compass. So if you're not familiar with this item, it draws floor plans leading north more frequently. Okay, this way now. What do we got? Ooh, we could start building up observatory stars. Why not? Why not? Anything interesting in here other than just the book that explains this all? I don't know if there's something fun with the globe. But whee! Okay. Is it already it seems to already be pointing. There we go. The twins, a pair of chests, has been added to the entrance hall. Nice to find this too, early enough that we'll be probably backtracking through the entrance hall. It would suck to get this at the end and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not going back there. Okay, I'm pretty sure if I understand how the observatory works, that's all that we needed at this point. Okay. Okay, we don't have any gems left, so we can't do the drawing room. So let's do the bedrooms, that way we're not blocking off yet. Get a couple more steps. Not seeing anything particularly different or interesting in here today. Let's do... Oh, we have the garage already, but we don't have any gems. I wonder if the garage, like, rotates. Like, I wonder how it works if you can only get it on, like, the edge. And if you are on the other side of the manor, like, how that works. Because that might be a special tile that can only appear in the far right column. Or sorry, the far left column. Okay, let's do the den, and that way we get a gem. Anything extra in here today? I'll have a slight theory that the reason why there are gems in here... Ooh, there's a chest. We read an article about, like, a jewel heist, so I'm wondering if some of these are from that. Nice, paid for itself. Because Could be handy setting up the garage shortcut again. I wanted it further back. That was the thing, is that having it only halfway through the mansion, I'm like, I want it in one of the further back ones if possible. It's this way. Door is locked. Shit. I want the 2 keys that I have for the chests in the entryway. Okay, this one isn't locked. Oh, the Nook will give us an extra key. We can then come back and unlock that door. Let's do the Nook. Not seeing anything particularly unusual. Do we unlock this one or the one in the den? I feel like we unlocked the one in the den. Hey, HQ, how's it going? It's the trolliest of mogs, or possibly the moggiest of trogs. ¿Por qué no las dos? Why not both? Okay, let's use that key. The West Wing Hall. Let's do that one. Every time I say "por qué no las dos," I'm like, right, I really should be practicing my Spanish. Like, wah. Yes, so we saw this yesterday. Basically said that there was a death and that the West Wing was going to be closed until further notice, but the floor plans are still in there. So interesting. But yeah. What was I doing? We were going through this door, maybe. This door is locked. Let's try the other door. Ah, suckers. Okay, so the interesting thing is that there was the other door in the Nook was locked, but now we never have to worry about spending a key on it because we're blocking it off. So we're killing that doorway anyway. Let's grab a bit more money, maybe. Oh yes, I keep forgetting that the kitchen, because the kitchen mentions that it has money, but it usually has fruit in it too. And I forgot. Oops. There. Oh, locked as well. Okay. Damn, I wish I had that garage now, because I want to go back to the entrance hall to use the keys that I have, because there's a high chance that there's going to be a key in the chest that's in the entrance hall. It just sucks to waste all that energy to walk back for no reason. Yeah, let's try. If we're gonna unlock, I think, Archway, I think you're right. I think that we unlock from the West Wing Hall and see if we can get the garage. That should be the play. English words are like half from other languages, right? It's like every time I look up the meaning of an English word, it's like, ah, yes, Germanic roots, Latin roots, like whatever. I'm like, yeah. Okay, dining room. I'm like, fuck, we're dead-ended, but dining room is not a gem room, and that is far enough back, because that'll be rank 7. So that's a really good place for the dining room. Anything interesting in here today? Nothing interesting. This will open as soon as we walk through this door. One more chance. damn it. Okay. So we can put on the parlor and continue. Or I think the better play is the mailroom, because that will give us an item tomorrow in the entrance hall. Commissary might be interesting, but it requires gems. I really want to do the mailroom. Order placed. And we get steps. You heard the little bell, possibly. That means that right behind us, the meal has been served. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary. What do we got today? Pizza. Yeah, mushrooms. Wood-fired pizza, summer truffle sauce smothered in fontina cheese, wild mushrooms, and spiced salami. Cooked to perfection with just the right amount of char. Admittedly, even though it has mushrooms, I would probably get that. It sounds good. Especially if it was like a sourdough crust. Sourdough crust pizza is so good. How's pizza gonna get a job now, huh? Oh, because it was fired? Oh, god damn it, Archfey, that's terrible. Get out. Get out. Billiard room. We got a puzzle. Might have a locked door, but at least it has a door. Shine. That just always makes me think of Charlie the Unicorn, which of course dates me, but still. Like, millennial humor. I like how he hasn't even confirmed that that was it, but we're all just like, no. Okay, time for math. 2 is 2. 10 times 2 is 20. 19 minus 9 is 10. Divided by 10 is 1. Okay. 12 minus 9 is 3. Times 10 is 30. Divided by 15 is 2. So the puzzle here, the dartboard numbers and the color slash section is the order of operations. So the blue in the center ring is addition, the yellow, the next ring out, is subtraction, then the pink in the third area is multiplication, and then the purple in the outer ring is division. Hey, Garrod, how's it going? How is your day? We're bullying Archfey because he told quite the joke. Okay, I forgot what the answer was here now. I need to math again. How dare you all? So it was 12 minus 9 was 3 times 10 was 30 divided by 15 is 2. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, we just need to save one key. Okay. So do we go through this door? I feel like we risk it. One more time. One more time. Fuck. Okay, I feel... Oh, and we've blocked off a corner. Shit. Okay, the parlor will just give us gems. The guest bedroom will give us energy, but we have tons. The commissary... We can see what's for sale? Let's try it. We did make it here once during the demo. There's an arcade machine that I cannot interact with. He teases. If I remember correctly, when we saw this before, I think Lenneth was in and said that someone that she knew had actually designed this style of vending machine. I think it may be like a relative or something. Annual Maids Day sale, 2 days only. All items up to 50% off on day 20 and 21. Wow. They expect it to take that long. Interesting. We're on day 5, by the way. Okay. We got some lore. This is the same note that we had seen before. That basically said about clocking in and out during at security and in the laboratory. And we can't read the terminal password. Maybe if we had the magnifying glass or something, we'd be able to read it, but... We've seen these pictures before. We've definitely seen the bat one before. But with and without... I don't understand. With boat, without bat? We know that this is a lie because it is not handwritten and it is on a red card. And so the commissary will be closed from day 12 to 16. Sorry for any inconvenience. We know that it's not true. Okay, let's see what we can get at the commissary. The only thing we can afford is the magnifying glass. It could be O. You're right. I don't know what that does for us, though. We did see in the dark room when we managed to turn the light on, there was like half of an E... No, half of a K and half of an N. So I don't know if we're supposed to be figuring out a message from across multiple rooms and across multiple days. Anyways, let's get the magnifying glass. Since we can't accidentally buy anything, I want to see what the running shoes do. You're not going to tell me? You bastards. Okay, let's see if this actually does help. Hello, Swan Song. Very interesting. Okay, we know now. No worries. Okay, so there's no computer terminal in here. Nope, we saw one somewhere. Was it in the mailroom? Yeah, Swan Song is the password to at least a computer terminal, if not all of them. Was there one in the mailroom? I can't remember. I'll have to try to peek from the door. I don't think so. There's definitely more than the security room. There's one in the lab. There was one in the bunker. There's one in the office. I can't remember any others. Anyways, where are we going before we start walking? Let's... Yeah, we're completely blocked off. We're headed back to the entrance hall. Which we have one key, so hopefully whichever chest we pick has another key in it. Alright, we get a little bit of energy back from walking through this room. No, not there. Here. And then there should be 2 chests in here. There they are. Okay, we're gonna do this one. Please have a key, please have a key, please have a key. Yes! Hello. Well, we don't have to worry about the key cards. Let's start going through the middle. We've never done the maid's chamber, I don't think. Like, we put it on, but we didn't walk through it because we had, we didn't want to have less items. However, because of one of the rooms that we applied earlier, the first 3 red rooms, their abilities are not active. So we can put this in and not be affected by it. So let's check it out. Yep, sheltered. Perfect. Hello, lore. The day we all dreaded has finally arrived. It's with unprecedented sadness that we inform you of the death of our benefactor, employer, and master, the Baron of Mount Holly, H.S. Sinclair. Any staff who have an interest in attending services may contact Mrs. Babbage for details. In the following the instructions left by the Baron himself, effective immediately, all work at Mount Holly is suspended. All live-in staff will have 1 month paid leave and must vacate the premises by Friday, November 6th. Ooh, okay. So that might fuck our, our thing with the timed lock in the shelter. Because we went based off of today, but we know now that H.S. Sinclair died shortly before November 6th, and this is happening right after his funeral. So that might not have been the right play. When we were in the mailroom, we should have checked to see if there was a dating on the letter that our dad sent us. Still, I do want to, before we end the day, we are absolutely going to go back out to the shelter to see if it did work. Because if it did work, it should be unlocking in like, ooh, rabbit's foot. It should be unlocking in about 55 minutes real time. Greater chance of finding items. Just funny because the maid's room, like I said, keeps you from finding items. It's a little rude that the maid's room has this closet. Like, this is a bedroom, right? But, oh, here, have your vacuum cleaner at hand at all times. Have we been in the library before? I don't know if we have. Let's do it. Also, it's nice to discover less common floor plans while drafting in the library. We could find something very rare. Oh. I'm having a little bit of a Beauty and the Beast moment here. Oh, this is going to be some lore. No, blank. How dare you? In a reverse maid's room, exactly. That's going to be some lore, though. I see the note on the table. Additional reading. The house directory is a great resource for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, press right bumper to pull up the directory. Yeah, that's normal. Not seeing anything weird. Because that's just talking about this. But there might be something important on this tile, and that's why it directed us to open 2 stories of wall-to-wall books surround the reader in this room, exhibiting either a bountiful spring of knowledge or a typical interior design sensibility of the wealthy. A few books have been withdrawn from the shelves and placed on rostrum stands in various corners of the library. Type drafting blueprint. Rarity is unusual. Yeah, this is the first time we've encountered this room. See, there's that same bat picture. Mount Holly Library book request form and library use only. Books and periodicals requested with this form will be pulled and available the next time you draft the library. Interesting. So we can select one. Oh, there was that... Wasn't there that list of books? I don't think any of these are them, though. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. There's a postcard in one of the bedrooms that says Reddington. Swimbird. This is a newer book by Marion Marigold, who wrote The Red Prince, I believe, which is the child's book that we read yesterday in here. I'm not sure what the fixed stars are. History of Arinda. Caleb Manning was the other author who got into some hot water for possible political associations with the publishing house that Marion Marigold is with. EPCW Pump System User Manual. I did find that pump system very confusing. Drafting Strategy, Architectural Digest. I mean, this is going to be literally about a strategy for drafting rooms in the house. So it's going to be less lore related and more practical, I believe. The above signee is responsible for all materials checked out by using this form and understands new requests cannot be made on days in which a previous requested book or periodical has been pulled. And so, yeah, if the next time we get the library, we won't be able to choose something because there will be something has come to us. I feel like maybe we do the drafting strategy, kind of get the practical advice before the lore, because the practical advice might help us get back to this room faster. Let's do this one. Yes, we are Simon. We are 10,000% Simon. Okay. Can we go up the stairs? We can. Aha. Feeling all fancy. Ooh. Mount Holly Records. I don't know if there's necessarily a reason to use the magnifying glass. Oh! Total time 7 hours. Total days 5. Longest day was 2 hours. The average day is 1.5 hours. Resource records, 317 steps taken, 30 keys turned, 26 gems used, only 16 gold spent. Yeah, I tend not to buy things. Yeah, we have 2 stars. 132 rooms drafted, 19 bedrooms, 15 hallways, 6 green, 4 shops, 20 red. The puzzle records, yeah, we've solved the billiard room 4 times. Oh, we've had 4 billiard rooms and we solved the dartboard in it 4 times. Yeah, we've had the parlor 4 times and solved the parlor puzzle. But that means that there's more puzzles, right? There's more space here. 3 upgrade discs. Okay. Ooh, another book. Mount Holly scrapbook. Oops. I'm not really seeing anything here that's important. The Baron of Mount Holly names nephew provisional heir. Oh. That should be very close to today. Yeah, here's that greetings from Reddington. That's the same postcard that we saw in one of the bedrooms. Oh, we can see it. Oh, no, it's chopped down in this picture. This is different. Because in the other picture, we could see that there was like a heart carved. This is like modern times, not the old one. Fuck. Got all excited for no reason. Goddamn tease. Yeah, so that's the claim check for the broken lever that we currently have there. My favorite floor plan, the hallway. Yeah, because that's the one that we keep putting, like, in the immediate first spot we go into. Hallway, den, and nook are the most drafted. Most paid for. We keep paying for the security room. It's a good room. Office and the drawing room. Most time spent in the security room, yeah. Contraptions I've made. We've made the detector shovel by combining a shovel and a metal detector. Stamp collection. Interesting that it has the oh, hello. Stamps found on the estate and inspected will be added to this page. Yeah, I noticed this one. The Grand Realm of Fenaries. In fog we are lost, in fire we are found. We have the largest purchase in the commissary we are currently using. Why is there a picture? Most avoided floor plans is the passageway? Really? I'm not deliberately avoiding it. Interesting. A page we haven't actually gotten anything for yet. Okay. The stairs are over there. Whee! Okay, what were we actually doing? Where were we going? Up? Okay. Chamber of Mirrors is a dead end. Launder currency. Ooh. Whenever you enter the ballroom, set your gems to 2. So it's like we spend 2 to get this room, and then we walk in and we immediately get 2. That might be interesting. We had the Chamber of Mirrors in the demo. I just don't want to block off yet. And these are both dead ends. Let's try this. We haven't done this room. Okay, so 0 gems. 2 gems. Sleepy time, enjoy your yield asbestos. It's bedtime. Yeah. It just makes me again think of The Simpsons. Like, we need more asbestos, more asbestos. It's one of the kids was trying to run for class president, saying that they needed to remove the asbestos from the classroom, and the other kids start saying like, no, we need more. But if you have more, it resets to 2, right? I'll just have to not hoard them. And honestly, we very rarely have more than that anyway. Not really seeing anything in there. On the topic of spiders, fun little question for everyone. Who's the person designated to deal with spiders in your friend group? I think I have one friend. Yeah, I have a friend who has like a tarantula, so them. I love how every week on Trolley Book Streams there's at least one or more Simpsons reference. Right? My hairdresser is also a big like classic Simpsons fan, so the two of us just get going whenever I get my hair done. But how are you doing today, Hafto? Interesting. So in the workshop, we found some music, like sheet music as well, and I believe that was page 8. Under these stars, the dance is held, and to the floor we all... So I believe message was bolded on page 8. R is bolded here. And there was a thing about, like, the letter is red. So it's... Okay. You know what? I've really... Oh, damn it. When I get up from my desk... Give me 1 second. I need to go grab my gaming notebook. Okay? Give me a second. But I believe that based off of the page of music that we're seeing here, it's not the word R, it's the letter R, and that is the 6th one in the sequence. So I'm like, nope, I am not going to remember this on subsequent ones. I need to write this down. Under these stars, the dance is held, and to the floor we are compelled. The gowns glide on and music swells, and at the end the clock strikes 12. What that means only time can tell. 2 remain for one last dance and spin again around clock hands. And as they turn, a second chance to rise above the falling sands. The true time lost in past romance. See, true is not a letter unless they... And this is page 7, okay. So I've just put my pen away, god damn it. I didn't notice there was a second page. God. Like how we're in this room long enough that the song ended. Get my pen out again. Wait. I wrote this down as number 5 anyway. This was actually 6. 6. 7 is true. Anyways, fountain pens are fantastic. Everyone should use them. There. Okay. Hello. Oh no, it's just a hole in it. I thought there was something sitting there. I don't think there's anything else in here. Thank you for not being locked. Ooh, the coat check. I feel like we leave it in there. I think it's so important, and we've never found the room I think it goes into. I think we just hold on to that. We can do the parlor, get a couple more gems, and then start putting in some gem rooms, maybe? Hopefully we don't immediately get a locked door in the parlor, and then not... It's like the drawing room might be more practical. Fuck. Let's do the drawing room. Anything extra today? I didn't know since we have the magnifying glass if it would allow us to interact. Nope, nothing extra. Security room. It's gonna block something off, but the lavatory will block off 2 and the corridor will block off 1 anyway. So let's get the security room in there. Not that the security room doesn't even really matter though, because we have the key card. The only real reason to get it right now is to have access to a terminal. Yeah, if we see the greenhouse, we're absolutely getting the code check, exactly. Let's redraw the floor plans because we are in the room that allows that, and I don't really want any of these. Ugh, what fucking terrible rooms. So the parlor will give us some more gems. The breaker box. We could try doing that puzzle again to see if that... I'm interested to know if that stayed in, like, the purple state, or if we have to redo it. And it doesn't hurt to open up some of the other stuff. Turn off the... Yeah, let's do the utility closet. They're not the best option, but we kind of just had shit options. Okay. So... We'll leave the system on because we have the key cards, and currently, because we didn't draft the security room, if it goes off, they'll all lock, so we do want to leave it on since we have the key card. Yeah, that might have been a good idea, putting the security room in there to change the level, but too late now. We're going to turn off the gymnasium. We're going to turn on the garage. I'm going to turn the dark room off and then on again. I don't think that would actually help. I think we just have to come back. Okay, so I think last time... How did I do this? How did I do this last time? No, it was this, like this. And how did I do that? How did I do this last time? There. There. Okay. So, we don't really know what this does. It's the VAC indicator, but hopefully we can figure it out later. Okay. Not great. We could do the corridor. We don't have a lot of money and we don't really need the energy currently, so I feel like the corridor is the play here. Okay. We've turned off the power to the gymnasium, and although technically, oh fuck, this is I didn't want the gymnasium yet because we turned the power off to it, right? So that should protect us against it anyway. Hopefully. It's like I want to draft another red one because we still have one protection against red rooms, and then the gymnasium because we turn the power off, so it should be safe. Maybe we redraw the floor plans because these aren't great. No, that was the dice. Shit, I thought I had one from this room. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, we're doing the dark room. We're not that far away from the utility closet. And, we're protected from the ability of this room because of the bunker. Oh, hey, it didn't actually turn off this time. Maybe turning the power off and on is the correct thing to do. so we don't have to backtrack. Interesting. So yeah, there's lots of lore in here. This is the photo I was talking about, and we have the magnifying glass. 1128. Requested another print of her ladyship, I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the development was too dark to keep an eye on that. So we're going to take, since we have the magnifying glass, we're going to take a closer look at a bunch of these, because we didn't have it when we were in here last time. I didn't really notice anything last time that made me think that I needed to look at them with the magnifying glass, other than that one with the date. Oh, battery. So this was where you can see here, that looks like the bottom of an N right there. And where was the K? K is right here. The top of a K there. I didn't know, and then it looks like there's like writing like right here. But it's like the bottom of it and it's upside down or something. Like it looks like there's the bottom of a W right here. I don't know. I didn't notice anything else really jump out at me as being writing. This print in particular, there's like, it's here 3 or 4 times. And I don't know if we're supposed to be noticing something that's different between them. Or like what's going on. Because like here's another copy of it where it's much clearer. Yes, the code for the terminals is Swan Song. I should probably remember to write that down as well. I don't really want to look at it again with the magnifying glass. I don't think we're going to see anything different. Just in case. Nope, still 1128. This photo, there was like multiple kind of like crops of it. Like you can see. Aha, that's right. Green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. But as I said, because of this room being red, I'm not sure if this note is red or what. I am gonna write this down though. I'll write down Swan Song as well, since at the same time, since I have it open. Okay, anything else of note in here? I think there was 2 different versions of this photo, so it'll be interesting to see if it has the same message on them. Yeah, it's cropped. It's like, who's Hartley? Can't tell. Is that a lever on the wall behind him? What room is this? Oh, right. The greenhouse was supposed to have a lever, right? And I think that this is the greenhouse, so I think that might be why there's, like, multiple shots of this. I didn't notice it in any of the greenhouse shots. We also want to see... We want to see the photo where he's holding a camera more clear. Can't tell. It just looks like another doorway in the background there. I definitely don't see anything that seems to be like a lever. Yeah, that's definitely a lever. The bathtub. This is a bathroom, isn't it? Interesting. Okay. Let's go through the key card one first, because we can do that for free. Unfortunately, Kronk pulled the lever too hard, yeah. Okay, so gymnasium now. I mean, we could do security room and put in more room, like more keycard rooms, but we've never had that actually, like, work. I mean, we could try it. We could try it. Besides, we have that passcode. We want to try it out anyway. We missed a gem somewhere. Interesting. We're going to set the media to high. We don't care about the offline mode because we have the key card. Oh god, there's upper and lower case. Oh no, there isn't. It was just the Z. Oh, right trigger to submit. I'm like, wait, what? Password accepted. It's interesting, the swan song was also the the license plate. So I knew that it had to be something. Electronic mail. The permissions of this terminal do not allow for access to the electronic mail account. Currently, this feature can only be accessed via the terminal located in the office. Interesting. Staff services. Punch in and out. It's been temporarily disabled. As of November 4th, all work has been suspended at Mount Holly and all domestic staff has been placed on an extended paid leave in accordance with the instructions left by the old man himself. And see Mrs. Babbage for more details. Staff announcements. Saturday, November 7th. I don't think anyone else has access to this network this month except for you, Simon. So if you're reading this, just know we're all rooting for you. Your friends in faithful service. That could be today. But I wonder if it's like the 7th plus 5 because we're on the 5th day. Service has been temporarily disabled. This is November 4th, yeah. If you'd like to get a specific brand of gum or your favorite fruit, the commissary is now taking special orders for all members of the staff. Special orders can take 1 to 3 days, though. Hell yeah! Let's put a metal detector in the commissary because I love the metal detector. Data transfers from Cinca are not currently available. There are terms that we haven't come across yet. A blessing is a persistent benefit that lasts for several days, typically bestowed from a shrine after an offering of gold has been made. I'm really glad that we didn't put the shrine on the map because we had no gold. So doing that and then not being able to do anything with it would have been really disappointing, especially if it's something that activates upon entry. Like if you couldn't go back and do it later. Oh, we got all the terms for E through L. I wonder if it'll have more information about the tent. Each terminal on the estate is connected to a local network named Blackbridge. The network allows users to remotely connect to other active terminals as well as providing access to staff, services, and other handy features like this glossary. I guess tent isn't there because it would have been on this screen. That's disappointing. I might have to look up something about the tent or something to understand exactly what it's doing for us. Would it be underground? Is it under campsite? No. Okay, that's everything from this terminal, at least. Uh-huh. Maybe this is the one gem that we hadn't picked up? Okay. Let's try this door first. It's locked. The other one's probably going to be locked, too. No, really, the north door is not locked. Okay, we basically have to do the courtyard. Which is a good thing we got a gem right now. Because otherwise we may have blocked off both accesses to the antechamber. The freezer freezes your accounts. Money and gem amounts will not reset at the end of the day, and they cannot be adjusted or used until tomorrow. Ooh. I mean, that's a good thing to do right before ending a run, but otherwise that's a little rough. You gonna be nice and give us a shovel? No? How dare you. How dare you. No items at all in here? It's unusual. Oh, no! We can't put in the gem, or in the pool, because we don't have any gems. I guess the only thing is to put in the parlor. Yeah. It'll give us some gems, at least. If you do a little cha-cha slide to and from the ballroom. Once we pull up the possibilities, you can't leave it. You have to draft something. So that would have been nice, but no, we had to choose something. You are in the parlor. That is correct. This box is empty. We're not sure. The blue box is true. The blue box is true. We are in the parlor, which means that is also true, which means this is false. This box is not empty. Nope, 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 nope. Got it right at the last second. I sent that before you interact with the door, though. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I get for just not reading in time. Like, do we continue to go down the right side, or do we backtrack to the middle from security? I feel like we backtrack for now. It's a little more of an investment in energy currently, but we have less way to go. Oh yeah, and then we have the courtyard here too. Fuck, I forgot about that. Okay, we're putting in the gymnasium. Hopefully the light turning it off actually worked. Yes, it only took one. Okay, so we do at the very least have a way to the antechamber. Oh, I'm tempted to put in the office. We'll use our 2 gems. But the reason being that the office, I believe, is where the computer terminal had access to the email. So that's going to be like a lot of extra information. Let's do it. It does block off the center, but whatever. Can't ball with the lights off, yeah. Oh, there's also the safe there, possibly. I'm surprised that we can't, like, fuck around with these cameras. Yep, okay. Yeah, March of the Count is the book. But that wasn't... I don't think any of these were listed for the library. Oh yeah, I don't think either of them were. I don't expect there to be anything. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try that number. Was it? Where'd the right page book? 1128? Have we already used that? Not correct for this one. Doesn't hurt to try it, right? Is that something I can interact with? This is. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, I'm gonna check the email. Oh yeah, we can spread gold too. Maid chamber is on, so we'll run the payroll now. We'll spread gold in the estate. God damn. I wish once you entered it once, you didn't have to continue to enter it anymore. There. Okay. I think some of this is going to be the same as before. Yeah, we can't punch in or out. Staff announcement is the same. Schedule requests are off. We're still processing the special order. Remote terminal access. It's possible to connect to other active terminals. Yeah, security and the shelter. So we can take a look at that one once we're done everything else. With the lab, we haven't been in, so it's off. Okay, from Mrs. Babbage. Sir, you've not left me any instructions for the following week. You know how much I hate leaving critical plans up for the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for the holidays, please pass a message on to me, either through Hartley, who is valeting for you this weekend, because we had that information about something being in Hartley's room. So Hartley is the valet, the driver. So would Hartley's room possibly be the garage? We're gonna have to keep an eye out for things that... Yeah, green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. I didn't see any memos in the garage. I haven't seen any green memos at all. Either through Hartley's valeting for you this weekend, or if you absolutely insist through this confounded electronic typewriter. Free fuse box repair. Gabe, yes, that is the correct functionality. Also, when you are out here next week, please test the correct sequence is off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Okay, we're writing this shit down too. I wonder if, like, when it was like, oh, the notebook before, where I thought it was an item, they were literally just telling you should probably grab a notebook to write some of this shit down. Okay. Email fuse code. Off. Blue. Green. White. Red. Purple. Which is slightly confusing because they're talking about the fuse box, and I didn't see any white lights for that. There was just blue, green, red, purple, and off. October 7th. Dear Herbert, we just wanted to let you know that the changes you requested for your will have been implemented and notarized. If your premonition, God forbid, should bear fruit, rest assured that your plans will be executed down to the last detail. McGuire, McKinley, and McDougal. I think getting all of the purples unlocks white. Oh, because we got all the purples, but we'll have to see about going back to the fuse box before we end the day. The vac indicator lights installed per instructions have been turned on. However, it should be noticed that the white indicator is only displayed after syncing all 6 indicators to purple. If this is not the desired functionality, let us know and we will fix it in our regular service visit next week. There we go. Yeah, we'll check the orchard again to see if that code works as well before we end the day. We're still on the first fucking run from today, aren't we? This has been a long run. Okay, so that's all the email. Data transfers are not available. We don't need the glossary. We're going to do the remote terminal access so that way we can take a look at what is on the shelter computer without having to go back there. Really? You're going to make me enter the password again? Oops. God damn it. Also, why on earth would you give, like, everything the same password? Admittedly, it's 1993, and they're calling things electronic typewriters, so, not as much of a concern back then. Okay. I know that this is all going to be the same, just in case there's something different. Oh, we have to go back into this room anyway because of it's after 9 p.m. now, in my time, so that we need to see if that actually worked to open up the time vault, or if we have to put it on with, like, the in-game time. Whatever, it'll just save us some time later. Really, there's nothing special about the vault? There's nothing extra? No special emails or anything? That's disappointing. Okay. I don't think we got anything that feels like it's for that. I didn't happen to notice it. Most of the information that we got was from, like, the, what's its face? Like, for the vac tube thing. Okay, let's go back up to the parlor and start wending our way around. Okay, we want the boudoir here. That works perfectly. Anything extra in here today? We are gonna try... What was the number? 1128. No. Okay, be unlocked. God damn it. Okay, well, that's the end of that chapter. So we're going to head back down through, like, column D, if you're looking at this in a sane way. So we'll head down. Once we get to the drawing room, we need to turn for the utility closet to finish that. And then we're going back to the entrance hall. We will pick up money in the maid's chamber, and then off of the entrance hall, we'll be able to hopefully come up the outside. We also have to keep an eye out for money that's just like... We don't have... Yeah, we don't have to shovel. There may be money in rooms that existed, so we just have to keep an eye out for it as we're walking through. Not really seeing money, but here we are. Okay. So now, I should turn on a lamp too. It's getting dark in here. On lamp. Do it. There you go. Okay. So the order was... off, blue, green, white, red, purple. Hopefully they just fucking cycle now. There's white. Oh, we can't turn that off. Fuck. Okay. This one's supposed to be white. Fuck. Yeah. This is... So what brings... Oh god, they're all fucked now. God damn it. How do we do this? There. So this one is supposed to be white. So I feel like it's the most important to click this one first. There. This one is supposed to be red. No! There. No, this is supposed to be purple. Okay. This one is supposed to be red. Okay. This one is supposed to just be green. That one's supposed to be blue. This one's supposed to be off. Hell yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. The gemstone cavern has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with 2 gemstones. Ooh. Ooh. We are absolutely going to check that out before we end, though. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're going this way, right? Yes. And we don't have any gems? And now we do. Any money in here? Money! Because we spread money throughout the mansion, so we need to keep an eye out in different rooms to see if money has appeared. Okay. Okay, the maid's chamber should also have a paycheck in here. Ooh, my, I see. That is a good logo. For the week of 11/8, yeah. That was the note that was there before. Okay. So now... I don't think there was anything on the left side that we wanted. All we want to do is to fill out the right side a little bit, see what else we can discover, and then make sure that we head outside to check the new area, to check the apple orchard, and to check to see if the vault, like the timed vault in the shelter is open. Rumpus room, we gotta do it. Everything else is an immediate dead end. The rumpus room we got in the demo, and there's some cool shit in here too. Also, who doesn't like the word rumpus? A bunch of money here. Yeah, it's too bad that commissary is so far away, eh? I thought that there was an arcade machine that we could use in here. Okay. Oh, ooh, keys. Oh, the car keys. We haven't found the garage, though. Are you guys ready? Lock in. This is going to be, as I said during my clip from when I played the demo for Next Fest, like, well, that was cinematic as hell. So let's check this out.
And, as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future. The image is becoming clear. I see a boy standing on a shore of white sand. He is looking for something he was told he would not find. I see a black cat tied to a red flag. I hear the wind blowing, but the flag does not stir. I see a door marked by a rogue moon, a door that is always locked, yet has no key. It is the door you have been searching for, yet will not find. A lost room beyond the dark waters. What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
So that's fantastic. It is, I believe, the same message that I got in the demo. I remember the cat. I remember the moon door, stuff like that. Right? That's what, like I said, my clip of it from Next Fest, I made sure to include my reaction to that because it was just so fantastic. But yeah, so I think it was the same messaging. I was very curious to see if it would be something different. If it's like a little psycho mantis, now I will look deeper into your mind. If it would be different based off of different things that had been drafted into the house. But I'm wondering if it's a bit more like the observatory, where each time you'll get maybe a little bit more lore or something where it doesn't have to do with what's in the mansion. It's just sequential times that you manage to draft this rare room. Because, yeah, actually, this is a standard rarity. That's interesting. I only actually saw it once the entire, like, both, since in the last 3 days, we haven't seen it at all. I only saw it when we played the demo. But yeah, so, interesting. Okay, we're fucked. We have to do the music room if we don't want to block it off, but everything is blocked off. I wish... Okay, you can see the blueprint map. Boudoir was because we had no keys, right? Is that why we came back? Because we do have a gem, we could get the locksmith and get a key and then head back up to the boudoir. I do hesitate to do that, though, because I'm afraid of running out of steps where we can't go outside. So I think what we're going to do is do the locksmith, buy the keys, go outside, do that, and then possibly come back in and try to make it to the boudoir. Like, I want to do the other things before we run out of energy. This is also the first time we've drafted this room. One key is 5 gold, 3 keys is 12. 8 for a special key, 10 for a lockpick kit. We have a lot of money right now, and I don't know if we're going to get another shop. I'm tempted to say, let's get the lockpick kit and, like, either the special key or, like, 3 keys or something. Let's blow through our money, just that way we can test to see what the lockpick kit actually does. We'll occasionally be able to open some locked doors. Okay, I'm glad that we've tested that. And then let's just get 3 keys in case we run into locks outside. Okay. Okay. We run in. Now I want to see if you can beat the entire game in just the demo, if you can plan out your moves correctly. Yeah, because you had a 4-day limit in the demo. But I think Ghostbody was saying yesterday, didn't he, that it was way too difficult and they ended up changing some of the difficulty level. Okay, let's go back first to see about the vault. Like the timed vault, to see if that worked. And then we'll go and do the orchard and the new area. Because if I did this right, this should be open. And then we'll know for next time if I did it wrong and we have to figure out the actual time. Nope, it's not open. So we do have to figure out the day and time in-game. Yeah, because it should remain open for 4 hours after. Yeah. So, like I said, we still need to figure that out. We have, like, a little bit of, like, a rough idea of, like, what day it is. Oops. Okay. At least we tried it. The time should be fairly easy to figure out. There's clocks like all over the place. I just don't know how fast time passes in the game. So like, you know, seeing it and then walking, how much longer it's gonna take, you know? Yeah, like there's a clock right there. It's 2 o'clock right now. And since there's stars out, I'm assuming it's 2 a.m. Okay. So we're gonna try the orchard first before we go in there. So it was what, 11:28? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The apple orchard has been permanently unlocked and added to your campsite. Starting tomorrow, you will start each new day with an extra 20. Yeah, we are getting like lots of shit today. It's interesting. And so this game is it's so satisfying. The pacing is so good. Like I don't get like super frustrated of like I don't know what to do. You know, like you you kind of figure it out, and if you don't, you can move along. Like there's other things to do and see, and maybe it'll make more sense with context later on. There's a couple of these like chimneys or vents or something. There's a sundial. That we can't, it's not marked in any way, and we can't interact with it. How is the sundial working? Is it not night? Where is the... What fucking time is it? Get in the corner. Hello. What is that? Why can't I interact with that? That is very obviously something. That is a thing. Broken pots. But like, for the demo clear idea, imagine spending the first few days gathering as many permanent upgrades as possible, right? It would be, I do believe that Blueprints was speedrun during, or it will be speedrun during SGDQ. I think I saw it on the schedule. Oops. Gardener's logbook. From April 10th. Okay, that's April 10th of last year because it's currently 1993, November. When I first came on the estate in capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of this improvidence, in the first few months of my post, I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe I could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I'll make an effort to make some record of my dealings with the estate, as much as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Among my many commissioned duties, I've been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, the entrance drive, and the east yard. Unfortunately, from my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these, I discovered, are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. I don't think that there's anything here, but it doesn't hurt to look. Okay. The soil survey. One of the first tasks I undertook as groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil. Holy shit. Yeah, so this has to do with where the... Oh my god. Okay. So which slots the rooms end up in is important. The various plots of soil underneath each slot of both the east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from the survey only ever appear in the wings. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship to the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. We haven't seen anything with fruit spread. We have seen that there is something that can cause flowers, but we haven't actually done it. I think it was a gem base room. Okay, we're on the ad break now. I'm just going to take a quick look at this with the magnifying glass before we switch to the next page. Yeah, so one room in particular is barren. Interesting. Okay. Smudge pots. Oh, that's what we saw outside. A few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all of the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected and powered by gas line, including but not limited to the orchard's smudge pots. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. Interesting. So I believe I saw apples on the trees outside. And so I think that has to do with the extra energy that we get per day. I don't think that we could actually interact with them. I'll have to take a look when we leave this room. But to me, this means that we may, if we run into another room that requires more gas power, we might be able to come out here and flip that to reroute. Yeah, not seeing anything hidden here. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I've submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda currently in the cloister with a much more appropriate angel, Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by a paragon of gardening? I don't believe we've been to the cloister yet. I don't think that's the same as the chapel. Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. And she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. And truth be told, I have forgotten how to access the inner garth, and I am too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. My best rendition, pretty good considering I've only ever seen Rinna's depiction in the chapel. So each of the angels that we see in the chapel, because we've seen this one, they have numbers associated with them as well. Oh, this is the last page. I was hoping that... There we go. Terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden. So the cloister does not fall as a green room. Okay, so first of all, can we interact with any of the apples here? I think they're out of our reach. But still. So, controls for the smudge pots. I didn't see anything in particular. Oh, there. So we could turn it off. I don't want to right now, but we can if needed. Yeah, that's basically everything for up here, I believe. Now let's go check down here. Okay, this will tell us again. Due to the rules set forth in your great uncle's will, you're not allowed to stay in the estate overnight. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very reasonable off-site sleeping quarter. You may call it a day at any time from the blueprint menu to return to the campsite for the night. I don't think it actually does anything. I think it was just like explaining that this is where we've been sleeping. I could totally reach up and grab an apple. Do you have apple preferences? Some people get very passionate about what kind of apples they like. I don't, because I'm not much of an apple person to begin with. Okay, another gas line. Well, with these gem caverns, maybe the gems that I mentioned that are scattered throughout the mansion aren't actually from a heist. Here is the last of the equipment for the new mine. I don't think we're going to need more than this, especially if we're going to limit excavation to 2 stones per day. I was told by the engineer that getting greedier than that might risk the structural integrity of the cave walls, so I suppose we'll have to adhere to his expert opinion, at least for now. We've managed to remove all but 1 mine cart from the old tunnels, 2 of which were too rusted and worn down to be of any use to us up here, so Dave went ahead and made the call to scrap them. I'm not sure that the foreman is going to be too happy about that, but hopefully you can smooth it over. Now, there is still 1 more cart down there, but it's locked on a short track and it's way too difficult to move from the reservoir side. It's a little bit awkward because it's blocking the passage, so I suggest someone move it from the other side if they can get over there. The boss informed us that there are 2 other ways into the site from that side, but I think we're going to leave that for someone to finish up if the old man really wants it done. Interesting. So this tunnel or whatever that we're going to be able to get into, we're not going to be able to proceed through it. It has to be opened from the other side. Except for we can't. It's like completely locked off. Ooh. I said before, when we stood there, I was like, what is this? Some sort of torch puzzle? Hell yeah. It is a little ominous. Okay, so we can't... Where did it say that it was? The tunnel? Maybe, I guess it must have collapsed. But we can... It is telling us about the reservoir and other ways to get in. Yeah, we gotta find all 4. I'm assuming that this isn't the thing in the apple garden, because that specifically was about, the smudge. Maybe we flip it and then we flip it back. We see if it does it. Right? We're already here. Because that's supposed to be for the smudge stuff. Which I thought had to do about, like, rerouting. Yeah, unless. That's why I'm like, we'll flip it, and if it doesn't like that, then we just flip it back, right? We almost left this. Hopefully this doesn't, like, affect... Can we turn it off again? Oh, it will turn it off. I'm afraid that this is going to affect the apples, and that it's going to mean that we don't get the extra energy. Because the pots aren't burning anymore. I guess we'll see. If it fucks up, we can always just fix it, right? Okay. So I think that was everything we wanted to do outside. So what we're going to do now is dash back through the mansion to the boudoir. And because we have keys now, so we can unlock that door in the boudoir. Running, running, running. Running. No, we only have 8 energy. That's why we did this first before. Yeah, 7. It'll be 6 when we walk into there again. The bedroom is over there. We don't get anything from that. Fuck. I don't think there's anything that we can buy any energy from. Yeah, we'll knock out around like the corridor or the dark room if we try to do this. So maybe... Yeah, the permanent additions, we've already got 3 of 4. Which makes me wonder, the Westgate path, does that have... Maybe we take a little peek around the West Gate to see if there's one of these switches we should be flipping. Because both of these had switches. Let's do that. I didn't particularly notice anything, and I feel like we were pretty thorough yesterday when we were looking at all of this. That's what you were thinking as well, yeah. There's a reason why we're friends, right? I don't feel like it would be inside of there because that would then be very difficult to, like, it would have to be there for all days, I feel like, unless there's one specific room that has it. So there's a little ledge here, so we can't... Oh, well, this is the river. Oh, it's not there! Is the board only there if you come from the garage? Interesting. And I'm not seeing anything that looks like that. Okay, the next time we find the garage, we're gonna have to look more closely on the other side of that. We've been jebaited, hoodwinked even, bamboozled, if you will. Yeah. Like I said, I don't remember seeing anything, but we will look more closely the next time we get the garage. I don't want to start like another day because we're not gonna have time in 10 minutes to do that. But there's nothing near the front of the manor that we can do anything with. Do we do a cheeky necrodancer run? Keep exploring outside. There's nowhere else to explore outside, though. We've already been everywhere. The only other... There's like a little area Yeah, I think we do a cheeky necro dance, because the only other thing is here. So this area is blocked off, and I imagine that this will open, like this is the cart, right? This is, I think, the other entrance for the mine thing. So I imagine that we'll gain access to that at some point. And then there is also this right here, which we went into, and there was nothing. There were some torches on the wall here, and I wondered if maybe there was like a lighter or something that we could get, but we can't seem to interact with anything or really see much of anything at all. So, future stuff, I think. But yeah, let's call it a day and do a cheeky necrodancer run. Mount Holly west-facing manor. West wing favored. Total rooms 32, rank reached 9, steps taken 91. Items found 6. New rooms found 6. We often get the west-facing manor because we always start out on that side. Okay, we're gonna save and quit.